Hi everyone, and welcome back to English for You. I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
So yesterday we met Robert Harrison, who works for a plastics company.
Now, he found that his company was dumping some water, which is full of chemicals, into a nearby river.
Yeah, which is terrible. He shouldn't do that at all. Now, Robert, he reported this to his manager, but his manager said, it's not a problem. And then he threatened to fire Robert unless he kept his mouth shut.
Ooh, now, Robert was nervous, but he couldn't stand by and do nothing. First, he took some photos of what was happening with his smartphone.
Then he reported his own company to the EPA, or Environmental Protection Agency, for breaking the law and dumping wastewater.
Very smart guy. Now, in today's article, we'll find out what happened next.
Yeah, and we can guess, as the title is, Plastics Company Fined for Dumping Wastewater.
Yeah.
So note 2 of yesterday's vocabulary words, plastics and dump.
Okay, so let's read through the article and find out what happened. Reading.
Plastics Company Fined for Dumping Wastewater. Well-known company KMC Plastics has been found guilty of breaking environmental laws. The company dumped wastewater into a local river. The pollution has affected both the plants and the animals in the area. KMC Plastics was given a fine of 5 million NT dollars. KMC Plastics first tried to claim that it was innocent of any crime. However, investigators found lots of evidence. They carried out tests on the water and found the same chemicals used in the factory. Some of the company's employees admitted that KMC Plastics was breaking the law. KMC Plastics then put the blame on one manager. It said the manager no longer worked there. Local people are also worried about the effects of the chemicals in the water. They are planning to bring legal action against the company. The company's owner has said sorry for what happened, and there are rumors that he might step down. So, as well as the words plastic and dump, the title of the article included the word wastewater, which is all one word, and it means any water that has been used by a company or a factory or even a home and is now dirty and not fit for use in drinking or other things like that. So, in fact, any water that you've used in the kitchen or the bathroom and then goes down the drain, that is wastewater.
Wastewater 大家有猜到吗？就是废水啦。所以今天一开始的这个大标题大家应该就可以猜到这个黑心公司它应该是遭罚了。为什么呢？ Plastics company fined for dumping wastewater 就是违法排放废水，所以当然黑心公司就会遭罚 fined. Okay. Now normally water like this is cleaned so it can be reused, but of course this plastics company just dumped their wastewater, which is full of chemicals, into a river.
Okay, so that was what we know, and the article introduces new information. It says, well-known company KMC Plastics has been found guilty of breaking environmental laws. We've got a few words to look at here, and the first one is well-known, W-E-L-L-K-N-O-W-N, well-known. So it's a compound adjective, which is 2 words joined by a hyphen. And something that is well-known is famous. A lot of people know about it, have heard the name, and recognize it when they hear it. Singers and actors are well-known, for example. Or if they're not, then it just means not many people know who they are.
Oh, okay. 我们来看一下 well-known 这个形容词，当然就是 famous 著名的，就是基本上大家都知道他们是谁。They're known by many people. OK, 所以呢，一开始我们看到是 KMC， 就是知名公司 well-known company. OK, 是知名的公司。OK, 所以我们来看一下课文提到知名公司 KMC A+Plastics 就是塑胶公司 right 他们触犯环境保护法的罪名成立哦。Okay, so this well-known company, which we know is the one Robert Harrison worked for, has been found guilty of a crime.
That's right. If you are guilty, you have done something wrong or broken a law. If you are found guilty, then a court or a judge has decided that you have broken the law. There has been a trial, it is over, and the judge or jury has decided the person or company is guilty. They committed a crime.
Okay, so guilty 这个形容词就是有罪的、犯罪的。OK， 所以其实它的相反词当然就是无罪的，对不对 ？Innocent, I-N-N-O-C-E-N-T。所以有时候可能会看到一个可能影集哦，里面就是可能我们可能要推理的一下，我们就可能说 ，Do you think he's innocent or guilty？ OK， 在一个电影，我们不知道说他到底有没有犯法哦。OK， 再来呢，我们常常会用 "They're as guilty as sin" 这样子的一个说法来表示it's completely or he or she is completely or very guilty. Okay, and in this case, the crime was breaking environmental laws.
That's right. Now, we saw the word environmental yesterday when we talked about the Environmental Protection Agency, but now we can look at it in a little more detail. It's spelled E-N-V-I-R-O-N-M-E-N-T-A-L, environmental. And as I'm sure you can guess, it's to do with the environment. Environmental means anything related to the environment, and environmental laws mean laws that are made to protect the environment.
OK， 我们提到 environment 就知道是环境。那 environmental 其实这是一个形容词，就是环境保护的，或者是自然环境的。像是我们可能会提到这里本课就是 environmental laws， 就是环境保护法。Or environmental protection, or even environmental disasters. Okay, so next we see in this news report that the company dumped wastewater into a local river.
Yep, and that confirms what happened yesterday and the title of day 2. The report goes on to say, the pollution has affected both the plants and the animals in the area. So pollution is something in the environment that causes damage to it and which has been put there rather than appearing naturally.
That's terrible. 我们来看一下 pollution 这个名词，就有污染的意思，像是空气污染就是 air pollution， 那水质污染的话当然就是 water pollution. Okay, now sometimes the fish are dying of or dying from pollution, which is really bad. And in today's article, 造成的污染当然同样也会伤害了该区域的植物啦，还有动物。当然也有包括可能就是 fish 等等哦。And this pollution has affected both the plants and the animals in the area.
It's sad, but that's what will happen. So the word affect, A-F-F-E-C-T, affect, means to change something or to cause something to change. It's a verb, but be careful not to confuse it with the noun effect. E-F-F-E-C-T, which means the change itself. Remember, affect is a verb, effect or effect is a noun. Pollution affects something, or we could also say pollution has an effect on something.
That's right. 所以不要把 affect 跟 effect这两个字给搞混，拼法也不太相同。我们看一下本课的 affect 是个动词，就是有影响、伤害的意思 ，A-F-F-E-C-T。比方像是呢，我们可以说the accident will affect the value of the car. OK， 可能这个车子如果损坏，当然这个价值也没有啦。或者是this medication may affect your ability to drive a car. So maybe this medicine may make it dangerous for you to drive a car.
You get dizzy or you can't see very well or something like that.
OK， 那刚刚有提到 effect, E-F-F-E-C-T， 则是它的名 名词也有影响的意思。Now we already knew from the title that KMC Plastics was fined. We now find out that KMC Plastics was given a fine of $5 million NT.
Which is a lot, but it really should have been like 50 million NT dollars. I mean, they should have to pay a lot for something like this. Anyway, the report goes on to say KMC Plastics first tried to claim that it was innocent of any crime. So as soon as they kind of got accused of it, as soon as it was reported, they said, no, we didn't do it. It's not us. It didn't happen. Now, we've already seen and talked about the word guilty, found guilty of a crime. And as Laura mentioned earlier, the opposite of guilty is innocent. And that means you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't break any laws.
OK， 所以竟然超可恶的哦，因为他们其实已经遭罚新台币500万元哦，我刚刚有提到，但是起初呢，他们试图声称说，我是清白的耶。OK， 这里呢，我们提到的是they claimed that it was innocent of any crime. OK，innocent of a crime or charge 就是清白无罪的这样子的意思哦。OK，so maybe you could say something using the word innocent. Someone told your secret, but it wasn't me. I'm innocent.
You better be.
Okay, now and that's what KMC Plastics claimed.
Those liars. Okay, to claim, C-L-A-I-M, claim, means to say that something is true, though often without giving any proof or evidence to support what you're saying. So KMC Plastics, when they were accused of dumping wastewater, claimed, no, we didn't. Now, if you remember from yesterday, they did clean some of their water, but they tried to claim that they cleaned it all.
Oh, I see. 我们来看一下 claim 这个动词有着声称、主张。那其实这个字也可以当作名词来用，有同样的意思哦。比方像是我可以提到就是he claims to know nothing about the robbery.Or he claims to be an expert. Well, so he says. Okay, now this claim wasn't true, though, as we know.
Yep, which is why the article says, however, investigators found lots of evidence. Okay, so investigators are people who look into something in detail to find out the truth. Maybe these were investigators sent in by the EPA, just like specialists who look around, they check everything and so on. Now, these investigators, they found evidence, which means they found things like computer or paper records or chemicals or other things that prove the truth. Because evidence is any fact that proves whether something is true or not. It could be something physical, it could be something someone says, it could be all sorts of things. It's any kind of facts or information.
好家在这个调查员他们发现许多的证据，其中提到的 investigator 就是调查员，或是侦查员，而 evidence 当然就是证据啦。So for example, maybe I could say something like, investigators could find no evidence linking him to the crime. Now, next the article says they carried out tests on the water and found the same chemicals used in the factory. So this is the kind of evidence that the investigators found.
Yeah, like, look. You use it, it's in the water, explain that. And the report continues, some of the company's employees admitted that KMC Plastics was breaking the law. So we know that one of these was Robert from yesterday's article, and maybe other workers said the same thing, like, yeah, we knew it was going on. And this, of course, is another kind of evidence. Now, we also saw the verb admit, A-D-M-I-T, admit in that last sentence. To admit something is to say that you did something wrong or say that something is true or false, often after pretending that the opposite was true. Here, people are admitting the truth by saying, yes, our company was breaking the law and we knew it. You could also admit your feelings for someone, for example, or admit that you made a mistake.
I hate it when people don't admit their mistake.
That is a bad thing. You should always say, yeah, I made the mistake and I'll try not to do it again.
That's right. 其实做错事就好，但是呢，不要死都不承认。承认的英文就是 admit 这个动词哦。所以有时候我们可能会说 You know you're wrong, admit it. 就是可不可以承认错误好吗 Okay. Or sometimes you could use it in, a good way. Like, I didn't think I liked the movie, but I have to admit that it was good. Okay. 所以我必须承认，我不得不承认它还真的不错，也可以用 admit 这个字哦。所以呢，该公司的一些员工，他们其实也 admit， 他们也坦诚 KMC 这个塑胶有触犯法律哦。So this proved that KMC Plastics was lying. This didn't stop the company from trying to escape punishment, though. The article says KMC Plastics then put the blame on one manager.
So they said, it wasn't us, it wasn't the company, it was this one guy, maybe Robert's manager.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Before we find out what happens next, let's look at the word blame, B-L-A-M-E, blame. And here we're using it as a noun. It could also be a verb. The blame is the responsibility for making a mistake or something that has gone wrong. You can take the blame for something and say, it was my fault. Or like in the article, you can put the blame on someone else and say, it was this person's fault, not mine.
OK, 我们来看一下 blame 这个名词就是有责任的意思 OK, 或者呢它也可以当作动词就是归咎于什么或是指责谁那如果当作名词我们常常会用这样的片语就是 put or lay the blame on somebody 就是归咎于什么什么像是呢有时候呢你可能会说 It's not fair, she gets the credit when things go well and I get the blame when they fail OK, or you could say something like, don't try to put the blame for your problems on me. 你也可以用 pin the blame. Okay, now that's not all KMC Plastics claimed. The article adds, it said the manager no longer worked there.
Yep, and we used no longer to mean that something was true, but it's not anymore. And we also see in the article that local people are worried local people are worried about the effects of the chemicals in the water. So there's that noun effects that we mentioned earlier. And the report goes on and says they, meaning the local people, are planning to bring legal action against the company. Legal action means they're going to sue the company and demand that the company pay money for putting them in danger by dumping chemicals. And notice we use the phrase bring legal action against somebody.
Oh, okay. So legal action 就是法律行动或是诉讼。所以呢，因为当地的居民担心这个河水的化学物质会带来影响，所以他们正规划对该公司采取法律行动bring legal action against somebody. Now, we also learned that the company's owner has said sorry for what happened, and there are rumors that he might step down.
Yeah, a rumor is a fact or story that many people have heard and believe, though it may not be true as there's not a lot of evidence, or maybe it's a rumor about something that will happen but hasn't happened yet. Now, we also saw the phrase step down, and step down means to retire from a position or stop doing a job, and it's usually an important job, like being a manager or CEO, like someone is high up, but they're stepping down from that high position. So what it means is that the owner of KMC Plastics is likely going to quit. Okay, well, that's the end of part 2 of our article, which means we're going to now go to today's For You Chat question.
For You Chat.
So today's question is, how can we stop companies from breaking the law?
Can we really stop companies from doing that?
Well,
if we are like nobody in the company,
true,
it's kind of difficult,
but
right?
we can try and get the government to make bigger fines,
That's true.
stricter laws, better ways to enforce it, better ways to encourage people like Robert to speak up if something's happening.
And also, yeah, they could go to places where they could actually say that.
The main thing is you kind of need to find out why are companies breaking the law and then try and create the situation where they don't need to anymore.
That's
so,
true.
for example, if following the law is so difficult for them, we try and make it easier for them to follow the law, then no one breaks the law. So
Smart.
there are different ways that you could go about this. We could go on and talk about it more, but we are out of time for today. Thanks for listening, everybody. Join us again next time. For English for You, I'm Pat.
And I'm Laura.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Plastics company fined for dumping wastewater. Well-known company KMC Plastics has been found guilty of breaking environmental laws. The company dumped wastewater into a local river. The pollution has affected both the plants and the animals in the area. KMC Plastics was given a fine of 5 million NT dollars. KMC Plastics first tried to claim that it was innocent of any crime. However, investigators found lots of evidence. They carried out tests on the water and found the same chemicals used in the factory. Some of the company's employees admitted that KMC Plastics was breaking the law. KMC Plastics then put the blame on one manager. It said the manager no longer worked there. Local people are also worried about the effects of the chemicals in the water. They are planning to bring legal action against the company. The company's owner has said sorry for what happened, and there are rumors that he might step down.
Vocabulary Review. Well-known. This company is well-known in Taiwan, but not many people in other countries have heard of it. Environmental. The government experts are looking at the environmental effects of the new policy. Effect. The boss has made some new rules that affect the way we work. Claim. I sent the email about the meeting to Frank, but he claimed he never received it. Admit. Gina finally admitted to her boss that the mistake had been her fault. Blame. Gary put the blame on his coworkers for the team's failure to finish the project on time.